Survivor 50 episode 3 is in the books, and Q, I'm not realizing I don't know his first nor last name, is out of our lives, potentially for good. And I think the TV we're about to watch for the next 2.5 months or so is worse for it. I think the entertainment value is down, we can all admit, but the game may be better off for it. We'll get to that later on. My VCR is making all sorts of noises. It does that. It's almost haunted. It scares me, whether it's on or off. It'll start ejecting. We're not getting into that. Q is out of the game. Q is our fourth person eliminated. If you look back through 4 episodes, the last three through 4 eliminations through 3 episodes, we have a season 49 person eliminated, a season 48 player eliminated, and I believe Q was season 46 player eliminated, or season 47 even. But still, that's 3 players in the last 3 or 4 seasons, and then you also Jenna Lewis in their season 1. So it's trending more towards the older players the um since the first boot, which may just be coincidental. It probably kind of is a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Maybe we'll get into that. Maybe we'll see what we find while we dig into the alliance lines, the tribal lines, the tribe swap. We had a tribe swap tonight, which is always exciting. A lot of people would say, myself probably included, would say that it's too early for a tribe swap. Um, we're it's the third episode and we're already saying drop your buffs, but it is 3 eliminations. But I mean, come on, it's a little premature, but I mean, it keeps things moving, but it is season 50. You don't need to keep things entertaining. You don't need to bring in wrinkles to keep it moving, to keep it exciting, because it's Survivor season. It's Survivor and it's season 50. You shouldn't need anything else to keep it exciting on a week to week basis. But you're also getting into the trap where Ozzy's tribe, what tribe was he on? Sela, I believe, was that tribe, was 0-3 in challenges, 0-4 in challenges, and they might have just been going off one by one, which makes it unfair in a way. It stacks the deck against these players. Like, I know challenges are a huge part of the game, but it lets a lot of people get away with not doing much on the other two tribes as well. I don't like when only like only so many people are going to tribal every week. Only like 4 people are going to tribal every week. The same group. Anyway, tribe swaps are exciting as well. I like to see what happens. Yeah, it's hot take. Let's get anything else that we wanted to touch on. No, let's just get into it. We had our tribe swap at the start of the show. Christian and Devin decided to tell everyone about the Aubrey idol, which is pretty much the only major thing that happened before the tribe swap, which I liked. I didn't like that Devins decided to fall on that grenade of finding the idol. Christian was like, it's more believable if you found it. Sure, it's more believable, but I mean, you did find it, Christian. It's not like it's some foreign idea that Christian would stumble upon an idol. I don't think anyone was surprised that he found one, that he was one of the first players to find one. I don't like Devin saying that, because that just puts like another, or not a target on his back, but it puts like a dot on his back, which I don't want in any way for Devins. I want him to be safe. And if he's going to get any sort of marking on his back, I want it to be from something he's actually doing. I think that people believing that he's found an idol is just maybe screwing him more than anything else. It's not helping him in any way. It's not this game losing move, but I could see Sari, when it gets to a point where it's like, should we clip Devins? I think it could be like, it's not like it's going to be like, but it could be like, well, he's found 3 idols now, even though he's only found 2. So I think we should get rid of him, even though he's an ally of mine. People could be thinking that this guy's found 2 idols already. They'll be thinking after he's only found 1. So it's something that I don't think he should have done. That's just not a smart play by Devins, and it was a smart play by Christian, because it lowers his threat level. It does nothing to harm him, and it only helps him, because he got to be like, "Oh, what? That's crazy. That's awesome." And in reality, he was the one who did it, and he's the one doing all the work. And he can tell Aubrey, "Hey, Aubrey, I was the one who did it." And Emily has a right to be mad at Christian. The way he told her was terrible. He's saying like, "Oh, we didn't have any time," but like, you had days. You could have told her the night before. I know that morning you probably had no time. I guess like once you decided you didn't have much time, but she should have been pissed at him. Should she have ran around and ran her mouth, quote unquote, or allegedly? I don't know. Allegedly, she did run her mouth, which is a good thing. Probably not. Should she have done a lot of things that she did tonight? Definitely not. Should Emily have done a lot of things that she's done throughout her Survivor career? No, but that's why she's a very exciting player, and that's why I've come around on her. And she's maybe like the MVP of the week. We'll get into that later on. Again, a tease. Um, but yeah, going into the drop your buffs, going into the tribe swap. That's pretty much all we had for the episode. It feels like Christian is the main character of this season. Tony, or he almost feels like Tony in Winners at War, where every episode it's like uh, Christian's just kind of narrating what's going on, and it's just like we're gonna check in with Christian for 10 minutes here and there to these 10-minute segments, and he's just gonna we're gonna see what's happening with him. Does that mean he's just gonna win? I think it definitely could mean that he's just gonna win, but it's something to keep an eye on. If like he's just the main character of the entire season, I mean, it probably wins. I don't know. All right. I have the tribal alliance with the alliance chart because I'm just that good. You will see what I mean in just a moment. Come on. Is it going to work? Doesn't want to work. Nice, it does. Sweet. These are our tribal lines. Sela, we had four original. Who was teal? I think they might have been Vatu. I don't know. I have them color coded, but I don't know what the original tribes were. We have four of the original teal tribe. D, Camilla, Jonathan, Charlie. D and Camilla are part of that trio with Tiff. And so they had the numbers right off the bat. But there's 8 votes on that tribe. Sari with the extra vote. So if they go to tribal with that 8, I'll be curious to see what happens. Like if Sari, I mean, Rizzo's already said, Sari, I met you when I was 18 years old. So that feels like it's not like Rizzo's a dummy, but he'll be more likely just to fall for Sari's mind games. And she's that good, she'll be able to get him, I think, to do so. And Charlie has that. Can you guys see the mouse? Yeah, yeah. Charlie has that red arrow towards Rizzo because we all saw that segment, which I thought was very funny with them queening out in the hammock, talking about. Are they talking about Aubrey's idol or are they talking about Ozzy's idol? I don't know. But them sharing all those details. Um, and then Charlie being like, I actually hate Rizzo because he said that he was a Maria, which I respect the hell out of Charlie for looking so angry of me having such like a real reaction to that and being like, I need to get rid of this guy because of the PTSD that I have. But I mean, you got to vote for the best player just because it was your number one. I mean, Savannah was a close number two, probably. Even, at least it seemed like. So I don't blame Charlie, but I'm with Rizzo, shockingly. And Dee and Jonathan had their eyes on Sari. They said that if we go to tribal, we have to get it. We cannot do the Sari thing. We cannot do the game where we let Sari run the game, where we let Sari take over and like kind of just stroll through and play everyone like a fiddle, like because she's maybe the best player ever, which I think is very smart. You got to get rid of Sari in this phase of the game. Like the tribe swap, I think the tribal aspect obviously is when you have to get rid of Suri, but the tribe swap when you can catch her with like the numbers, especially right here, even though she might have like a tie. Um, this is where you catch her. Uh, Kalo, Coach Joe and Colby right away. Or they had 3 people from that tribe. Coach and Chrissy were together. They were buddies. They should probably be circled together. And then Tiff wasn't exactly a part of that group. Tiff was kind of never with them at all. She didn't really talk to them in any way. I should have had Tiff and Aubrey together. I didn't edit this. I'm gonna edit it right now. Um, Tiff going down to here, and Chrissy and Coach are like going to the way that Coach spoke, like told her like, "Hey, you were being annoying," is like wild to me. Um, sorry, I have crazy. I cannot multitask right now. And this is how the master does it. You're getting a little BTS behind the scenes here. You don't see this from a lot of Survivor YouTubers. Rob Sesternito's not giving you this. Rob Sesternito's reading you ads for how you can let AI tell you what to make for dinner. I'm giving you behind the scenes looks at how I put together my content. That's just why we're different. Come on. And make this sucker transparent. And slideshow. You see, it's just that easy, folks. Yeah, it's really just that easy. Even you at home. Aubrey and Tiff seem to be working together at the end. They're obviously not seem to. They are, which I like. That's a good little sneaky, creepy, freaky duo, complimentary, and they could really f things up, fs up. Um, Backpedaling the Coach Joe Colby power trio, the alpha male trio, I really like. I think just a group of guys that are like, man, I like their values. I think that's funny. I like that. I get a kick out of that. Coach and Chrissy seem to be back in some way, shape, or form. I think they'll be able to work together. I think Chrissy will be able to swallow her pride, even though she should probably try to blindside Coach. I think that'd be funny, even though she shouldn't have to maybe swallow her pride. But I think she'll be able to change, or she'll be able to just shut the goddamn hell up. I'm kidding, but of course. And Genevieve and Aubrey and like Colby and Aubrey, that Red Arrow should maybe even go into two of them. But they're still, just because those names are purple folks does not mean that they're working together. Um, anyway, Vatu. They got the David and Goliath 3, Mike White, Angelina, and Christian. Folks, before we break into this tribe, I want to say I wonder how they divide these tribes up. It seemed random. But Jeff was doing a lot of like, I don't even know you can see me, but he was like telling people to take from like a certain tray. Were they labeled? Was he just trying to steer people? If he's just trying to steer people, that's a ton of pressure live in that, not that it's live, but in that moment. Like, and then maybe they're telling people like, oh no, no, grab that one. And you're just editing out, but I doubt they're doing that. It's got to be random. The tribe swaps have to be random. But getting the David and Goliath trio on the tribe together after none of them were together is good drama. And this tribe, Vatu, was the drama tribe. Can I zoom in? No, I don't have to zoom in though. We don't have to get greedy. And this is like I would watch a 90-minute episode just with this tribe. Um, let's just jump ahead. I think I have notes. Yeah, I should have just done. Yeah, I should have just done it like this. We have the David and Goliath trio. Christian and Emily. Probably should have deleted that red, but Emily was mad at Christian, and Emily was pulled into that 4. I should have deleted all this. Again, I'm not gonna. You know what? We are not Rob Sesternino. We do not need AI to tell us how to set an alarm. We do not need AI and Chat GPT to say, "Hey AI, what aisle should I stop in to get produce?" Anyway. Yeah. Oh, that Green Arrow's gone. Anyway, Mike White is buddies with everyone. He's buddies with Ozzy. Like he's like, yeah, we're just friends from Los Angeles, from LA, as if that's just normal. Like, yeah, we're just friends from LA. Like, how cool is he? Like, I didn't. I was like, oh, the idea of Mike White. I was just like, all right, he wrote The White Lotus and I believe School of Rock and the Emoji Movie, as well as some other things. But like, this is not exactly William Goldman that we're talking about here. Like, this is not some incredible screenwriter. I was gonna check it out to see make sure I had that name right. I was embarrassed, but I can't. You know what? Let's do it. Yeah, you don't doubt Zach Popcorn, folks. This is not William Goldman we're talking about. I now say with my chest. Um, he's like people were talking about him like he was some all-time great celebrity, like big-time Hollywood big celebrity. Not that that bothers me. But like he was just like he's like a writer, he's a TV writer. But he's literally the coolest guy in the world now that he's on the island. I said all that to say I was wrong. Everything that I thought about him, he is wrong. I was wrong. He is cooler than William Goldman. I almost said William Friedkin. Now I'm just lost. I'm rattled. Mike White being so cool all season long has rattled me to my core. Um, Emily, man, she was so cool. Let's just go. Let's stay on Vatu. Go through all my notes. We have the 3 Vatu, 3 Sela, and Mike White in the middle. We have the David and Goliath. Angelina is not with Stephanie and Q, as we saw. Emily's been eyeing Ozzy the entire time. These were my notes going into the tribe swap. Christian feels like the main character. We already hit on that. Emily should be mad. Chaos Emily, she has been like Cass in was that Second Chance where she's just like I said, fucking shit up. She's going crazy. She's bouncing around doing whatever she's thinking she should do in that moment. And then she's like, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Let me go apologize." And then they have no choice really but to say, "Hey, it's okay because there's 7 people in this tribe and they didn't know Q didn't have a vote. So they're like, we need you, Emily. So I have to forgive you." Maybe I'm sure going forward, Christian will think twice about trusting her as much as he has. But I love the way that she was playing tonight. It's not like it was this greatest Survivor episode ever, like this this master class in strategy, but it was super, super, super entertaining. Um, yeah, it should have ruined her game. Like I said, it might ruin her game. It definitely could ruin her game. Literally, the start of the next episode, Christian could be like, "I don't need to work with Emily. That's too much more risk." Um, Mike White knows everyone. He could definitely be overpowered. He could just stroll to the end and win this thing, or he could get to the end and be like, "Oh, I don't really care if I win. It's fine. You could vote for Angelina." But no, actually, I doubt he does that. He might do the nonchalant gimmick, but if he does, even if he deserves to win it and he tries to do the nonchalant gimmick, don't vote for him because you can't do the nonchalant gimmick at Tribal Council. Hugh is the friggin' best, and I wrote out that exclaim because uh, it was just he was on. It was a Q moment. It felt like it was a Q. We were getting the full Q at the end when he was like, "Vote for me," and then literally a minute later, he's saying that he has an extra vote. Just like I don't know, he's like, "Yeah, I might just have to use my extra vote." Just like making stuff up. So funny. He's so entertaining. It's such an entertainment loss losing Q. I was hoping it would be Stephanie. I wouldn't have even hated Angelina, even though that would have mixed up the game in a way. I wouldn't have wanted it to be mixed up as much right now. Like I like things staying firm until maybe going to the merge. And no, I wish it was Angelina. There's really no way that I would have been bothered more if she went home. Just because I like Q so much. He's so entertaining. Um, moving back over, Joe coaching Colby instantly. Coach Colby was crazy. Coach to Chrissy, that conversation was crazy, being like this. That was wild. Just saying like, hey, Chrissy, they were actually thinking about voting you off the next tribal. That'd be fine. I said to my mom, like, oh, this is nice that he's telling her that. Then he kept going like, you're so annoying. You're such an annoying bitch, Chrissy. Shut the hell up. Um, yeah, Genevieve's being super sneaky. She was talking to literally everyone, which I like, and it is smart to some degree. Oh, voice cracking. No, not really. If it was day one of the game, I'd say it wasn't smart, Jenna Lewis. But doing it after already having her people and just like bouncing around and trying to get a little bit of everyone in the tribe swap, when she think she's in the majority? Yeah, I guess she actually does because she's part of that like Colby. That's like a 5 something. I guess I could have put like a nice trapezoid over those 5. Next week is going to have a lot of different shapes. Um, but yeah, she's being super sneaky, creepy, and freaky, and I love it. I think that she's a great sneak. She's a great sneak. Aubrey heads, we will be okay. I wrote when they were saying we just have to vote Aubrey because she's got the idol and she has to know she's on the bottom in some way. And then someone told Tiff, who was it, Chrissy, coach, told her, "Hey, you're the one that we're gonna vote for. You're the one that they're gonna vote for." Is what Tiff told Aubrey. It was like great music to my ears because Aubrey playing an idol and voting out, she'd probably do Coach. Or no, she'd probably do Genevieve. I feel like she'd do Coach just because like it's splashier. He's like ahead of the table kind of thing, and it feels like that'd be more fun. And she should try to do something like that. Maybe it's just because I would want her to make a splashy play like that, even though I want Coach to last until the end of the game. She called Genevieve a sketchy bitch. Genevieve was the one who told Tiff about Aubrey, I believe. Anyway, she called Genevieve a sketchy bitch, and she is a sketchy bitch, and that is as complimentary as possible because she's the sketchiest bitch out there, and sketchy bitches are so much fun to watch. Caleb, 4 Callow on Sela, 2 Sela in Rizzo, Tiff and D together, and Sari has that extra vote. We already did all this. Uh, and Devin said he feels like Frank Ocean pulling off the heist, and the editors included that. Is that them setting him up? Do they not know that it's Danny and he did not have a brother named Frank? Um, Devon's knowing who Frank Ocean is disappointing. Mixing the two up is very disappointing as well. The Ocean's 11. If you're making the Ocean's 11 reference, you have to slam dunk that ball. You cannot throw that off the back of the rim and have it bounce into the crowd. D and Jonathan eyeing Sari because they are smart players. I think D is maybe she's the last winner out there, and she's one of the smartest players out there. I was going to say maybe the smartest, but like there's a lot of really smart players. Sari's out there. You can't just say it. No one likes Rizzo the first day they're with him. We see this every time, but then he grows on you like a staph infection. I don't even know what a staph infection is. But he grows on everyone, I feel like. I almost Googled stiff infection, folks. Wow. How embarrassing that I went. I was going to Google staph infection like this. That is not good. Ugh. Ah. Rizzo grows on you like a staph infection. Um, Back to our regularly scheduled programming. That was disgusting. Ew. Oh, gross. Um, Everyone seems to like Rizzo after a few days, and I think I was writing that as Charlie was talking to him, and they were like curling out on the hammock, and then I wrote, of course, I wrote fuck because Charlie was like, this guy is an asshole, and I see right through this fucking worm. Ugh, this maggot is what he was thinking about our guy Rizzo, and I love Rizzo, and I hope he can sneak through, but I could see that being he's going to. Cerie's just so sneaky that if she hears Rizzo, she'll go like anyone but her through the tribe swap and try to get rid of Rizzo, especially if it's not Devon's, because she's like a Devon's. That's like one of her close. She has to work with Devon's. Can Devon can? Oh no, not Tiff. Camilla, not Tiff on Kala. She can. Cerie, this is a tough foursome to crack. The Jonathan D Charlie, Camilla, because D and Jonathan are like we cannot fall for Suri. And then Camilla's with D, and Camilla's a really smart player. So she'd have to get Jonathan or Charlie and Rizzo, or she'd have to get one of them to force the tie. If she gets through this, I think she's going to, honestly. But I mean, she's so freaking dangerous, even though she doesn't have much allies out there, but she is so goddamn dangerous. And how dangerous is she? Where's she stacking up this week's poll, folks? Let's get to it. Number 20 is Tiffany. She was 15th last week. She was just dealt a bad hand. I mean, her and Aubrey are on the bottom of that tribe, and Aubrey has the idol. Everyone in the game besides that tribe knows Aubrey has the idol. But if that tribe catches wind and they can do a split, then that's bad news for Tiff because Aubrey plays her idol, 3 votes on her, 2 votes on Tiff, tie, and they go to revote and they just dump Tiff. It's not the best. It's not like it wasn't the best break for her. I think she might have gotten the shortest end of the stick out of everyone. Yeah, because she's not with Coach or Chrissy. There's a solid group there. I think she did get the worst hand, maybe besides Stephanie, who comes in at number 19. She was sixth last week, a 13 spot free fall. I doubt we have another person come close to that. And after the votes, I mean, is there an argument? She was the only person on the wrong side of the vote. I feel like that was just like a friendly thing, even though she was strategically against that voting out Q. But she is just on her own. She's great in the challenges, but I mean, we'll go back and she is. It's her and Ozzy on the outs. Ozzy has the idol. He's Ozzy. He'll be able to like. He's friends with Mike. He has that connection. Um, and Stephanie has nothing, I feel like. And Stephanie's a really good player. She just has to get through and get back to like the Colby, Genevieve, and then even the coach, Joe Chrissy. That could be a very good like that's a if she can get through, if this tribe wins challenges, Stephanie's in a great spot post merge. But pre merge, I think this tribe's just gonna lose again. And we're probably gonna get into a situation where we have um two tribes going to tribal one time, and I think she's in a bad spot before the merge. I think that she's bound to be a pre-merge boot, which is sad. She was dealt a crappy hand, but that's what's going to happen with the tribe swap. And it's too bad that she might not be able to really get to play in like the post merge game, in the real game. Number 18, the Riz God himself. Number 13, last week, again, not dealt the greatest hand. When you're in the middle, that's kind of a good place to be, but it's a 4-2-1. It's not a 3-3-1. So they could easily go for the 1, the 4, but you'd think they're more likely to go for the 2, with one of the 2 being Sari. Sari does have the extra vote. Charlie's already set his eyes on the Riz God, so I don't love his chances. And with Sari, I assume getting through if they are to lose. He's I think he's on the chopping block, and I don't know where his allies are outside of this tribe. I guess it's going to the Colby tribe. It's the all roads lead to the Colby Joe coach alliance. That's going to be a good spot for Rizzo. He might need Aubrey to play that idol and get rid of coach, or like someone, or like a Genevieve or someone, just to like so it frees up a spot for Rizzo. Number 17, Chrissy, she's up from being last week just because, like Coach said, she would have been voted out if they went to tribal because she was getting on everybody's nerves. And my laptop's gonna die. No, it's not. It might actually. Let me plug it in real quick. Oh, I'll be there. Chrissy. She was gonna go home last week if they went to tribal. 1 second. And now she's on a better spot for her with the majority seemingly, and even though she might be on the outs, so quasi outs, she's not on the bottom with Aubrey and Tiff. I think post merge she's a target, but right now she's pretty good. She's low, but this is a power pull going forward. She doesn't have much power. Number 16, Aubrey. The only power she has is that goddamn idol in her pocket. I think if more people find out about it, i.e., the people on her tribe, she's not screwed, but I mean, after the one tribal, she'll be screwed. And I don't know what she has going forward. No. She actually does have she has legs to stand on going forward. What she's going towards is the Christian Angelina, the Christian Devin Sari, which is also Angelina Mike. So we're going towards like we have two conglomerates coming together. And Jonathan at least is going to go back to coach. D, Camilla Tiff. All right, we're going to figure that out after. We might do that at the end here. I don't know how long we've been recording. We might do that at the end. Aubrey's up 2 spots because she knows all the guns are pointed towards her. She's got the idol, and I think her tribe's better at challenges. She's less likely to go to tribal. I don't know. People went down. Some people got to go out. Leave me alone. It's late. Genevieve, number 15, down 8 spots. How much sense does that make? How much sense does that make? Oh, I think that might just be because I'm afraid that she's going to go home with the idol. I think that's it. I don't know why else she would be that low because she's part of the majority. Maybe it's just because she's not like it's not circled the whole thing. But I don't know. Maybe she should be higher. All women so far. Yeah. Number 14, Devins, who was number 3 last week. Again, I don't know why he free fell. I'm the person who made the rankings. But oh, I know why he didn't free. Why he free fell. Free fell because he's yeah, easy for you to say. He's in the minority on his tribe in a 4-2-1. He's in the 2, and the other one of the 2 is Cerise. So you figure Cerise going to get through. You think maybe they won't go for Rizzo, but Rizzo's lower. But you would then next person up after Rizzo is Devins, and Devins could easily be the person they go for. He doesn't have the idol. It could be a good spot for them to be like, man, let's just get rid of Devins because he's dangerous, he's sneaky, he's creepy. We could always get rid of Suri at any point in the merge. Devins could just start finding idols and what he challenges even. Um, and the way they handled telling Emily, and I don't like that people think he found the idol, even though it's only two or three people. Number 13, Charlie moving up one spot after one person got eliminated. He's mean mugging in this picture. You could tell that there's supposed to be notes here. I'm supposed to write maybe like allies and foes and potential advantages here, but we're gonna get better as we go forward. He has declared he has set his eyes on Rizzo. He's in a four-person majority, and he just hasn't found that solid footing within that alliance. I feel like, or at least we haven't seen it with like Jonathan D. Camilla. We haven't seen it at all. Him really plays close to anyone. The closest we've seen him get to people were Rizzo, and it was fake, and then Mike White a little bit early on. Yeah, you have. I feel like we haven't seen enough from Charlie for me to even believe much in Charlie, which is a trap I always fall into. Because I just think like if he's going to be a major player in the season or win the season, we'd be seeing more from him. But I mean, he's number 13. Number 12, Angelina. She's up 8 spots because she's in a great spot. She was at the bottom of the tribe of the Colby Genevieve tribe with Aubrey. It was her and Aubrey at the bottom, but now she's at the top pretty much because I mean, it's her, Christian, Mike, and then Emily's also part of the group. She's like part of a big majority, and then she can also. That's the group that's going to bring in Aubrey again. I think we're gonna have to do like the draft, like who has the most infiltrate, the most men on their side, the most manpower. Number 11, Colby, down 7 spots. Why? Who put this list together? Maybe it's just because I'm scared of the idol. He should be higher. Cirie is low because she should be lower than Colby. Yeah, she should be lower than Colby. We'll flip that. Down from 1 because she was in a good spot, I think, on that tribe, just with everyone respecting her, everyone loved her, and now people have their eyes on her. That's why she's fallen 9 spots. She's still in the top 10 because she's Cirie. She has the extra vote. If she pulls in one more person, then she can tie the votes. Her and Devins. They have 3 people between them. They have 3 of 8. She only needs 2 people with her to tie the votes on on a 7-person tribe. She has 2 votes herself. Again, it's so late. You can never doubt Cirie. I feel like she should never be out of the top 10, or at least the top half of the rankings. Number 9, Joe, up 10 spots because I love his spots in the rankings. Why is he higher than Colby? I don't know that. I really don't know that at all. Should probably flip flop them. You know what? Right now I'm declaring they are flip flop. Number 11, Joe, after Colby was 9. Colby's in a leadership position on his tribe. He doesn't have a vote. I think that's a big part. That's something I'm scared of. But he's a leader on his tribe and alliances across multiple tribes. I think when things start breaking, once we get to the merge, and like I said, it's side versus side. It's he's going to be in a great spot, he's in a powerful spot, which he should be much higher. And Joe is like a second in command, which he's a great second in command. I feel like he's a good. I predicted him as a good second place finish, or a good third place finish, because like he's a good guy to bring to the end because he'll be loyal. He'll talk about how loyal he is the whole time, and his pitch at the final trial will be like, "Hey, I was loyal. I said I'd be loyal the whole time, and I was." And everyone will be like, "Sick, vote for Cole," um, or vote for the guy who actually did something, or like voted people out and didn't just brag about having integrity. Integrity guys annoy me, but I do like Joe. Do I? Number 8, Ozzy, down from number 2 again, like Cirie, because he was a major, he's not in the major majority, but him and Cirie. I almost feel like should be like right next to each other, but he's in a better spot than Cirie, and he has the idol. I think they're going to lose next week. I think that tribe's going to go back to tribal, but he has the idol, and he's Ozzy. Cirie is always like an easy vote. Ozzy is a hard vote at this stage of the game. Once we get to post merge, I mean, Cirie will always be ahead of Ozzy, I think. He is friends with Mike White. He has to use that. He has to just try to dump Stephanie and hope that he has to like almost treat it like a NFL team, just like eat the cap on Stephanie and just like trade her, shut her down for the season and tank, and then hope you win one challenge before like because there's probably only gonna be two more immunities with this tribe. Just win one of those immunities and then dump Stephanie at the other one, and then you're good. And then once you get to the merge, you're not the biggest threat. People will be talking about you a lot, but once you get to the merge, you go with your people. Yeah, I think you can kind of go back to playing. But right now, he's not in the greatest spot. He's number 8. Number 7, Camilla. Beast performance in the challenge today. They dominated. It was a collar challenge, which I always love the collar challenges. I love blindfolded challenges. I love when challenges are in the grass. I feel like we spend so much time in the water. We spend so much time on the beach, in the sand, but we don't spend enough time in the grass, and it feels like the jungle. And it's a breath of fresh air. And like I said, the calling challenges are always fun. You got people bumping into each other, either walking into the barriers. It's just classic slapstick stuff. And the puzzle was no walk in the friggin' park on a Saturday afternoon. It was she had to lead people blindfolded. She had to lead the blind, and she dominated two other tribes. She dummied two other tribes. Big respect. And where is she? What's she? Oh, she's part of the 4, and she's with D. She's in a great position right now to kind of like I don't even know if you guys can see me, but like fly under the radar for the next few episodes, the next tribal councils. She's not going to be on anyone's radar for the next couple, with Sari and Rizzo maybe, and even Devins. If that tribe were to even go to tribal council, and then once it gets to the merge, this is no knock on her, but nobody's going to be saying right away, we got to get rid of Camilla. She's playing like a 6th place game, 5th place game, but she could easily be playing a winning game. That's what I'm predicting, like a 5th, 6th finish. But if she wins, we'll be looking back right now and saying like, wow, that's not surprising given like the way that she played that pre-merge. Like she was very solid and consistent and like under the radar, which was cool. Number 6, Coach up 3 spots because he came together with Colby and Joe, the alpha men. And Joe's like, I respect you so much. I love you so much. And Colby was saying like, man, you're a great man, like I am. And it was funny to see he's back up. He's in like a great spot on his tribe. It's like a 4 or 5 person tribe advantage against Angelina and Aubrey. And I don't think he'll be the target on an idol. My voice is getting higher because I really believe it. But he could be, so maybe he should be a little bit lower. No, we shouldn't. I think he's in a good spot. I just had those other people way too low. Number 5, Emily, MVP of the episode easily. She's playing like the most, like the most 7th place finish game of all time, and potentially getting invited back whenever they do another sort of returning players, whatever that happens to be. Because it was just so much fun. She was running around. She was like, oh, well, telling people who had idols. Then she was going back to Christian, like, I am so sorry. I told them that Aubrey has the idol. I blew it for all of us. And like I said earlier, Christian just has no idea, no other choice but to be like, it's okay because I need you. They don't actually need her, but it's like, hey, let's just keep working together. Um, I love Emily. She's super exciting. Number 4, D, up 13 spots, has to be our biggest jump, our biggest riser. And for good reason, because she's in a power position on her tribe with Jonathan and with I basically had one conversation with Jonathan where they're like, let's get rid of Sari and putting a lot of stock in. But as we'll see in the next slide. But she's the majority. She's got a good alliance, a good sneaky trio with Tiff and Camilla. She's got Tiff with her. No, she has Camilla with her. She's great in challenges. And nobody has said, even though there's been no danger of her even going to tribal, you haven't even heard anyone say, like, she's the most dangerous winner of the new era, which is like buzzwords. Feels like propaganda with the way they say, how often people say that. But you don't hear her name come up at all, which very impressive. Again, the fact that there are no notes here is very glaring if you've noticed it. I don't know if I mentioned it yet, but I was going to take notes on everyone. I did mention it, but it just looks very silly. And then I was going to slide them over, but I was running out of time for the episode again. Number 3, Jonathan, the mastermind of the blind side of Sari that will never happen. But I mean, he's in a power position, as I've said many times, on a tribe of 7, and no one's going to vote him out at any point pre-merge. You just can't. It's completely impossible because he'll win 9 out of 10 challenges, and you're not going to vote him out at that 10th challenge. If that 10th time when you actually have to go to tribal, you're not going to be like, hey, let's get rid of the guy that wins all of these challenges for us. No, you're just not going to do that. That's not what you do. That's not how you play Survivor. And he will be able to join that be able to, as if it's like some exclusive club. He'll be joining that like Colby, Joe, Coach, alpha male group with like obviously everyone else involved, but he'll love that. And maybe he'll be able to slide out of the radar with that. Maybe with like Coach being a big personality, but like once it gets to the merge, he might just go on the you have to win. 24 people, there's gonna be like 16 in the merge. 11 on the merge. Go win 10 straight immunity challenges, pal. Number 2, Christian Hibiki. I don't like at all that he's getting called Hibiki like half the times by Jeff. That happened with Rob on Redemption Island. I was thinking about that the other day, where he started calling him Mariano. And it was like, it almost like turned me off from watching the show in general. No one knows him as Mariano. No one knows Christian as Hibiki. His name's Christian. It's not like it's this overly complex name. Looking for answers on the shelf, on my bookshelf or my movie shelf, as if I'm going to find anything. But it's not like it's some insane name. It's Christian. It's a dumb name. Shout out my buddy Christian, but it's not like it's anything insane. You can say Christian. It's just a little rant. He feels like the main character of the season, as I've said. At least him and potentially maybe our number one player thus far. But he has his fingerprints everywhere. He's in a great spot on his tribe. He's got his trio with this David versus Goliath. He's going to come back together with Devins and Cirie. Hopefully, if they can get through. The Jonathan tribe can't vote out. The Jonathan group can't vote out Rizzo if they go. They got to vote out Cirie because, like, pre-merge, post-merge war, Rizzo would be on their side. If they let Cirie get back with, like, the Devins Christian, that's a dangerous team. Cirie with, like, those dorks running around. That's, who knows what kind of power they could be capable of. That's something that nobody in that game should want happening, except for those three and all the folks at home. Because that would be a fun group, like Devins, Christian, Cirie. Like, hell yeah. Finally, number 1, Mike White. Look at those things. Look at that. Look at those abs. Previously, number 8, up 7 spots. It feels like he knows everyone. It feels like everyone loves him. It feels like everyone just wants to hang out and play Survivor with him. I asked my mom after. I said, who would you put at number 1 if you were power ranking every player? And she said, probably Mike White. And everybody calls him Mike White. It's so cool. Can I turn this off? Oh, this is sad. Pouring out, folks. You couldn't even see that. I just have a wet carpet. I have to get a towel, but after I stop. Rest in peace to Q. Mike White is our number 1 player. How do I get out of this? I want to stop screen sharing. Stop sharing, please. All right. Mike White's number 1 because it feels like he's got his fingerprints everywhere. He has that David versus Goliath. I said that about Christian, didn't I? But if that, Mike White is almost like the middle forces. Let's go back. Let's start sharing again. Sorry, you know I didn't mean it. Share. Up. Here. Slideshow. Mike White is like he's the liaison between the two. He's with the nerds. He's with Christian, and he's got the nerd collection with Christian and Emily, and Angelina knows Aubrey, and Christian has Aubrey on his side as well later on, and Cirie and Devins. But Mike also knows Coach and Chrissy and Jonathan and Charlie. Those are his tribe mates. So he's going to be in line for a big decision. Let's play around with this. Let's have a little bit of fun, folks, shall we? If I can even. And I might just get angry at this. All right. Let's duplicate this slide. Not that one. Oh my god. And let's get rid of this stuff. Oh, no, we don't have to. Let's get rid of all this crap. Bang. 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 Let's figure out this post-merge, what's going to happen, what we have. Aubrey's with Tiff right now. And let's get rid of all these. We probably shouldn't have, but We'll put Devins over here. This might not be compelling at all. Stephanie over here. Cirie almost has to bring in Rizzo. These are the goods here. This is the goods here. This is just good stuff. We could be an hour and a half into this video right now. I have no idea. I have no idea what time I started this again. So, well, let's take a look under the hood. On this side, ooh, how about this one? Watch this. Let me move it. Come on. Let me press my fans. How about that one? Ooh, okay. All right, we still have work to do. Dead silence right here. I'm trying to figure this all out. I'm trying to get these guys together. You know what I mean? You don't. So let's count this up. On the left side, Tiff is kind of in the middle. That's what I'm trying to do. But won't let me. Okay. Tiff is kind of in the middle because she has like the D Camilla connection. All right. Fuck off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we have three potential players in the middle. That's interesting. We could easily see Cirie go home next week. We could easily see Stephanie go home next week. These next few weeks are very key for the post-merge activity. If Cirie goes home, if that tribe goes to tribal, that's tough for this side because they'll lose Cirie or they'll lose their potential Rizzo. If the Rizzo Cirie tribe, or they'll probably lose Devins. Or they could lose Devins. So that would knock them down to 5 to 9 players, or if 6 to 9 players. Nice. And then, but if they can get rid of Stephanie, if the Aussie tribe loses and they get rid of Stephanie, if Christian, Mike, and Angelina can get rid of Stephanie, that would knock them down to 9 on this side. And then whatever Mike White does is going to be the deciding factor. You figure they need Rizzo. But the Camilla D thing is interesting too. You know? Where will they side? Right now, they want to get rid of Cirie. I bet they stick with Jonathan. Will they want to work with Coach? Who knows? The whole thing is very interesting. And I might dive into that more tomorrow. I might look into that more and try to get something up about it, but we'll see. Thanks for watching, folks. Yeah, I don't have much else to say. I really have nothing else to say. Yeah, Mike White. If I had to make a winner pick right now, I think I'm still going with Mike White. I've been trying to do this after every episode. If I had to make a winner pick, I think I would still say Mike White. No, I'll switch to Christian because it's got the Tony Flashhouse thing. Tony winners at war. Tony 3.0. Yeah, like and subscribe, folks. I don't know if I've even acknowledged it yet, but I spent almost took me like 15. It honestly took me like 15 minutes to color all that in and actually write in bubble letters. But follow Zach Popcorn, available on all social media. There's an underscore on Twitter in between the two. My sister works, I won't say hard, but she does work and put out the videos. And we appreciate that. And thank you for joining us on Bad at Editing Videos. Like and subscribe. I don't even know how to now. Stop sharing. And thanks for watching.